The backyard gate lay mangled on the grass like a discarded toy, splinters everywhere from where it had been kicked in with all the subtlety of a bull in a china shop. Shards of glass from the sliding door sparkled under the Texas sun, a glittering testament to someone's idea of enforcement. And there she was, my wife, crumpled against the patio furniture, her face pale but her eyes burning with that quiet fury I'd come to admire, while the so-called HOA enforcer, badge gleaming like fool's gold, turned slowly toward me. His meaty hands still clenched from the assault he'd just committed in the name of community standards. Let me rewind this nightmare reel to 3 weeks earlier, when the suburb of Willow Creek Meadows still pretended to be the American dream wrapped in white picket fences and mandatory lawn edging. My name's Alex Rivera, former IT specialist turned freelance cybersecurity consultant after a stint in the military that taught me more about firewalls than firefights. My wife, Sophia, was a schoolteacher, the kind who could wrangle a room full of hyperactive kids but somehow ended up the target in this twisted tale. We'd scraped together every dime from my deployments and her overtime to buy into this gated slice of suburbia outside Dallas. Big yards, good schools, the whole package. Or so the brochure promised. That crisp October morning, we were sipping coffee on the deck, the air smelling like fresh-cut grass and false security. This is it, babe, I said, clinking my mug against hers. No more apartment drama. Just us, the house, and 0 neighbors blasting reggaeton at 2 a.m., Sophia laughed, her dark hair catching the light. As long as we don't piss off the HOA gods. Famous last words. The first whisper of trouble came that afternoon while I was buried in code at my home office. Sophia called from the kitchen, her voice edged with that teacherly calm she used on disruptive students. Alex, there's a guy at the door. Says he's from security. I peeked through the blinds. Black SUV idling at the curb. Willow Creek Patrol faded on the side like a bad tattoo. The man, tall, paunchy, uniform too tight around the gut, stood there with a clipboard, peering at our driveway like it had personally offended him. Sophia opened the door a crack. Can I help you? He didn't smile. Ma'am, your vehicle's parked facing the street. That's against aesthetic guidelines. Needs to be nose-in. Sophia blinked. It's my car. In my driveway. Since when is direction a crime? He scribbled something, his pen scratching like nails on chalkboard. Community standards maintain property values. I'll note this infraction. Then he leaned in, just a hair too close, his breath fogging the screen door. Wouldn't want to escalate. Now would we? Sophia shut the door firmly, her hand steady but her face flushed when she turned to me. That creep just stared me down like I stole his lunch money. I waved it off at first. Suburban nonsense, right? But something nagged. That badge looked official, but his attitude screamed wannabe cop. By evening, I dug into the Texas Department of Public Safety site. No license for Willow Creek Patrol. No record of this guy, Harlan Voss. Red flag number 1, flapping in the digital wind. Next door, our neighbor Rita Gomez clued us in over fence-line chit-chat the following day. She was a no-nonsense retiree, former postal worker with a garden that could win awards if the HOA didn't nitpick every petal. Oh, honey, that's Harlan. Ex-cop. Fired for roughing up a suspect woman, no less. Now he's the HOA's attack dog. She glanced around, voice dropping. The president, Karen Whitaker, she's got him on a leash, but it's a long one. Her daughter's hubby owns the security outfit. Sweet gig. Huh? 15 grand a month from our dues to harass folks over flower pots. Rita's eyes narrowed. I got fined for my mailbox being off-center by an inch. Complained. And next thing, rumors fly that I'm unstable. Watch your back. Especially Sophia. Harlan doesn't like mouthy women. I nodded, filing it away. Sophia and I shared a look that night over dinner. Just ignore it, she said. We're not moving because of some power-tripping bully, but I installed extra cameras anyway, front, back, sides. Military habit. Observe, document, prepare. Little did we know, the whispers had already started. By week's end, an email pinged. Violation notice, improper vehicle orientation. $150 fine. Signed, Harlan Voss, enforcement officer. I stared at the screen, chuckling darkly. Aesthetic guidelines? What? Our car needs therapy now. The notices piled up like junk mail from hell, each more ridiculous than the last, dripping with that faux official tone that screamed insecurity. Trash bin out at 6:58 p.m. Instead of 7 o'clock, $100 slap. Lawn uneven by a quarter inch, $150 ding. And the gem, unauthorized ornament, for Sophia's tiny bird feeder, a gift from her students. $200 hit. This is bullshit, Sophia muttered, crumpling the latest printout. But we paid the first few, figuring it was easier than fighting City Hall, or in this case, Suburb Hall. Whispers turned to outright gossip. At the community pool, I overheard Mrs. Jenkins, the neighborhood busybody, clucking to her cronies. Heard the Riveras are troublemakers. Parking rebelliously. What's next? Graffiti? Sophia caught wind at the grocery store, cashier side-eyeing her like she was a felon. People saying we're disruptive elements, she told me, voice tight. I kept quiet publicly, but privately, I was building a dossier. Photos of notices, timestamps from cameras showing Harlan's SUV cruising our street like a shark. 11 passes one day alone. He's watching us, Sophia said one night, peeking through curtains. Feels like we're in a bad thriller. I hugged her. Let him watch. Evidence is our ammo. The absurdity ramped up when Harlan showed up unannounced on a lazy Saturday. Sophia planting bulbs in the front yard. He sauntered up, thumbs in belt loops, that smug grin like he owned the sidewalk. Ma'am, those tulips? Not approved varietal. Could devalue the block. Sophia straightened, dirt on her knees, but fire in her eyes. Devalue? They're flowers, not stocks. And this is my yard, he chuckled, low and patronizing. Community harmony requires uniformity. You wouldn't understand, new folks always push boundaries. She shot back. Boundaries? Like the ones you're crossing right now. He stepped onto our grass. Uninvited. I have inspection rights. I emerged from the garage. Voice even. No, you don't. Private property. Step back. His eyes flicked to me, sizing up. Or what? Gonna call the real cops on a fellow vet. How'd he know about my service? Creepy. I have authority, he repeated, like a broken record. Sophia smirked. Authority? Your badge is probably from a cereal box. He flushed, retreating with a muttered, this ain't over. Fines'll keep coming till you learn respect. As he drove off, I captured it all on cam. That night, Sophia laughed bitterly over wine. Respect? From a guy who thinks tulips are terrorists. But her laugh faded. He's escalating because I talked back. I nodded. Time to counterpunch. Digging deeper felt like peeling an onion. Stinky layers of corruption. Public records showed Karen Whitaker, HOA Prez, had funneled dues to her son-in-law's sham security firm for years. No bids. No oversight. Harlan was the lone employee, unlicensed and unchecked. Neighbors started confiding. Rita's car keyed after a complaint. The Patels fined for exotic spices smelling up the air. Racist much? Young Mia Henderson cornered by Harlan for loitering in her own driveway. He said girls like me cause distractions, her dad fumed. Whispers painted us as the villains. Rivera's stirring drama, probably hiding something. Sophia bore it stoically at school. Kids asking why people say you're mean. I stayed silent, observing patterns. Harlan's patrols intensified, lingering stares at Sophia through windows. One evening, she froze in the kitchen, his SUV idling outside, headlights piercing the dusk. He's just sitting there, watching. Her voice shook. I filed a records request on Harlan's cop days. Fired for assaulting a female driver during a stop. Pattern established. Sent a formal complaint to Karen. Harlan's conduct borders on harassment. Her reply? A prim email. Mr. Voss is a verified professional upholding our cherished standards. Frivolous claims waste resources. Verified? With what? Monopoly money? The Mia my hit hard. Here was Karen. Queen of Trat 2. Blind to her own chaos. Escalation hit like a storm. Cease and desist from our lawyer. Mia's aunt, a shark in HOA wars. All contact stops now. Harlan's reply? Parked brazenly in front of our house the next day. Engine rumbling like a threat. Sophia called me at work. He's here. Again. I dialed the sheriff. Deputy Lopez arrived. Chatted with Harlan, who peeled out slow, flipping us the bird subtly. Lopez sighed over the phone. Known issue. Acts like he's still badge-heavy. But he's not. Castle doctrine applies if he crosses lines. Defend your home. We uncovered more. Karen's consulting fees from the security pot. $500,000 skimmed over years. Complaints buried. Victims silenced with rumors. Helen Patel. Another target. Shared. He broke my gate once. Inspecting. Karen called me hysterical. We rallied quietly. Group chat with Rita. The Hendersons. Patels. Time to expose the Emperor's new clothes, I said. Harlan's fixation on Sophia peaked. Notes left on her car. Comply or consequences. Whispers amped. Sophia's unstable. Starting fights. She held firm. But nights were tense. They're painting me as the crazy one, she whispered. I documented every lie, every drive-by. Patience was my weapon. Their overreach, their downfall. The boil overcame on a humid afternoon. Me at a client meeting downtown. Sophia home alone. Grading papers. Camera alerts buzzed my phone. Harlan's SUV screeching up. He pounded the door. Open up. Violation inspection. Sophia. Through the intercom. Leave now. Lawyer's orders. He sneered. Lawyer? I enforce the real rules here. Then, unbelievably, he kicked the front gate with splintering. Sophia backed away, dialing 911. He's breaking in. Harlan shouldered the sliding door, glass shattering. You think you can defy standards? I'll show you compliance. He grabbed her arm. Twisting, Sophia yelped, fighting back with a knee to the gut. Get off my property. You fake cop. He shoved her down. face red with rage. Respect authority. I raced home, heart pounding. Bursting in, I grabbed the Mossberg from the safe, Texas law on my side. Harlan turned, hands up but smirking. Gonna shoot an officer? Sophia. Bruised but defiant. He's no officer. Just a bully in costume. Finger on the frame. Not trigger, out. Now. He hesitated. Eyes darting, then sirens wailed. Deputies swarmed, cuffing him. Trespass. Assault. Felonies. Karen arrived later, all pearl-clutching. This is a misunderstanding. Harlan upholds order. Sophia. Ice pack on her wrist. Order? He just trashed our home over a bird feeder. The cham beam was delicious. Karen's facade cracking as neighbors gawked. The HOA meeting 2 weeks later was a powder keg, packed with residents who'd ignored notices before. I stood at the podium, projector beaming evidence. Stacked complaints dismissed by Karen. Harlan's unlicensed status. The kickback trail. This isn't security. It's a shakedown. Murmurs swelled. Slides showed transfers to Karen's accounts. Gasps. Our dues funded her spa days while Harlan terrorized us? Rita stood. He keyed my car for complaining. Mia's dad. Threatened my girl. Patel's. Intruded. Called it inspection. Karen blustered. Defamation. I protected values. I flipped to her signed hire form, knowing Harlan's violent past. Protected? You hired a thug for compliance. Her face crumpled, turning to her son-in-law. Tell them. He shrank, silent. Whatever it takes. I quoted her email authorizing escalation. The room roared. Vote called, board ousted in minutes. Deputy Lopez noted, DA's reviewing finances. Karen stammered excuses. For the community. But it rang hollow. Her low bitch entitlement exposed. Brian flipped first, spilling docs for leniency. Harlan cut a deal, admitting obsession with defiant Sophia. Grand jury indicted. Harlan for assault/burglary. Karen for fraud/conspiracy. Sentencing. Harlan 10 years. Karen 4 with restitution. Civil suit netted us $500,000. Others too. Sophia's statement. You broke more than doors. You tried breaking spirits. But we rebuilt stronger. 6 months on. Willow Creek bloomed anew. Sophia's garden thrived where Harlan smashed through. Tomatoes mocking his standards. New board. Led by Rita. Axed fake security. Audited everything. Neighbors bonded. Block parties sans paranoia. Sophia started a support group for HOA victims, turning pain to purpose. I eased off cameras, though habits die hard. Deputy Lopez dropped by. You held fire, rare discipline. We stayed. Home now truly ours. Evenings on the deck. Sophia leaned in. Regret any? Nah. Exposed the rot. Built something better. Stars twinkled. Kids laughed down the street. Peace earned. Not given. But here's the kicker. In a world where community standards justify bullying, was Harlan the real villain? Or the system that empowered Karens like Whitaker to play God? True or false? Drop your take below, and let's debate who really deserves the badge of shame.